Welcome, this is Mouse Gunner, and we're back with some more Battle Brothers, and we've completed our mission to track down the dire wolves and kill them, and now it's time to just go back to Weisenhouse and collect our money, so let's go ahead and do that. Oh, we have some brigands on the map here. I want to go tackle those guys. They should still be on the map when we're done dealing with this. So, Bertrand of Weisenhouse welcomes your return with a goblet of wine. Drink up, Beast Slayer. You're curious as to how he already knows of your success. He waves off your curiosity. I've many eyes and ears in the land, not spies of course, but the common folk have a big mouth. I should know, I am one. You did well on this one, Sellsword. So have a sip. It's a mighty fine wine. It's alright, the reward of 690 crowns you walk out with is far better though. Bertrand of Weisenhouse stops you. Just so you know, mercenary, those beasts killed some good men and women out there. Those people might be scared of you, being the sellsword that you are, but they are entirely grateful all the same. So, disappearing villagers is gone. Okay, so we're going to be in the town. I don't remember, did we have any injuries? We do have some light wounds that probably won't go away in time for me to engage these brigands if that's what we decide to do. There's only 6 of them to our 12, and it could be a good way to get experience for my men, as that is something I feel like I'm slightly lacking. I mean, we're just close to get Alaric that level up that we've been looking for all this time. And also, we do have a level up that I am going to have to deal with here in a second. But before we do that, let's go through and check out the marketplace. Prices should be a lot better now. Although, from what I can see, is there any other effects that are affecting the town? I was wondering, because of the raiders, there might have been something like that would affect what they have to sell here. Medical supplies are always really cheap here. I'm pretty pleased with that as far as this town's concerned. And bread tends to be on the cheap. As a matter of fact, it's cheaper than the grain, and considering that bread is better than the grain by a day, that's actually a good deal. But for now, let's go ahead and sell the wolf pelts, as there's no reason to keep those in our inventory, and I don't expect to get much of a better price anywhere else. So we're looking at 2,500 gold at this point, which is pretty good. Now, one thing I've been thinking about, and I haven't really done anything about, is the bow is as good as the crossbow. Now, the main reason I've kept using the crossbow is because I don't have that many quivers of arrows, but I may have accumulated more than I remember. Yeah, I have 2 quivers of arrows now, so I actually may switch over from the crossbow to the short bow, because as far as I'm concerned, it may be the better deal. Range of 7 tiles, range of 6 tiles. Maybe more effective against armor. Yeah, 50% of the damage ignores armor. So against armor, it's more effective. But against just about every other opponent, in my opinion, the short bow is better because you can fire it more times in a turn. I could fire it twice as opposed to once, because the crossbow, even though it only costs 2 action points to shoot, costs 7 action points to reload. On the other hand, I consider the light crossbow to be the more mobile weapon, because you can, if it's loaded, you can move quite a distance and then still get off a shot because it only costs you 2 action points. So there are compromises to be had with both styles of weaponry. But as I have only one archer at this point, I'm starting to think that the right course of action is to use the short bow rather than the crossbow, so we can get off more shots on our opponents. And the damage is about the same. Again, more effective against armor, the crossbow is. So we are seeing more armor these days. It is a tough call either way. I'll think about it, but for now, is there anything here that I want to buy outside of possibly medical supplies? I could buy bandages. Bandages are pretty cheap here. And ooh, javelins. I have thought about javelins, but I think the way I want to go is the dog route with my back line. But in theory, I could use javelins to give my back line a little bit of distance to their attacks. The only problem I see with that is the fact that probably nobody in our back line is really that good of a shot. I'd have to look at it, though. As a matter of fact, why don't we do that? We come back here, you know, this guy, he's going to be a terrible shot, so his accuracy is going to be bad. Yeah, bad, bad. I mean, I could, for instance, this guy could focus on that, and he could be our man to throw javelins, but I think we're better off with just him commanding a dog and going with that. All right, well, with that being said, let's go ahead and do our level up. Okay, so we got a decent roll with our melee skill. We got a decent roll with our range defense. That seems like a good idea to pick. And as much as I'd like to also get melee defense, we don't really have a very good roll there, so I'm going to wait on that. And then we've got resolve, initiative, and fatigue. Now, I usually like to focus on fatigue, but this is kind of a bad roll, so I'm going to go with resolve instead, because that is also an important stat. Okay, looks good to me. Let's go to the perks. And I believe the one I usually go with is recovery as my first one. So let's do that. Make sure we've got everybody having that ability so that we don't have fatigue as big of a problem, because all the armor we wear is definitely fatiguing, or the actions that my men take, it fatigues them quicker because of all the armor they wear. So I do have to try and combat that somehow. Okay, so we've got our gold. We've gone to the shop. And again, it's a question of the bandages. I want to take a look here real quick. Alaric. What do we have options with these bandages? Because he's the one that has one. Okay, save yourself from bleeding to death by applying pressure and provisional bandaging to any such wound. Does not heal hit points. Cannot be used while engaged in melee. Okay, so maybe having him hold the bandages is not a wise idea now that I look at this. Bandage an ally. So, again, removes that bleeding effect, removes fresh cut artery, cut neck vein, and grazed neck injuries. So, if you can't use it in melee, it sounds like the backline should probably have those. So, let me modify that. So in theory here, I could buy another 1, 2, 3, 4 bandages, and then we would have a way of stopping any bleeding or the various effects that are listed under this here, which is the cut artery, cut neck vein, or grazed neck injuries. All of those could be treated by our back line. I think that's not a bad idea, so let's go ahead and buy those bandages. We only have 3, but that gets us on the way of being able to do that. Then outside of that, I don't think there's really anything I want to buy here unless I want to buy more medical supplies, but I feel like we're good there. What we really need to buy is more tools, but unfortunately, tools are really expensive in this location, so that is kind of a limiting factor. Okay, so we've done that. Let's get our guys' bandages. I figure the guys that are closer to the middle are the obvious choice. And then after that, we'll go ahead and give this man a set of bandages, and then we only have 1 set left, and we got a full set in the back. Okay, now that we've gone through that, now it's the decision on what we're gonna do with our archers. So at first I had 2 quiver of bolts, so I think the obvious choice of the crossbow was there, but now I have a short bow, which is the exact same amount of damage. It's a longer ranged and doesn't cost as much fatigue. I don't think that necessarily matters, but we now have 2 quivers of arrows so that I can have a backup supply, like so. I think that's what we're going to go for. At least we'll experiment with it. Now, we may be fighting brigands, and having a weapon that could defeat armor might have been the better call, but we'll see. Okay. I think we're more or less good to go fight those brigands. We don't have a job here, so we're going to have to move on anyway. And I want the experience, so let's leave. I'm going to immediately pause so we don't have these brigands getting too far away from us. So there's 6 of them, and they are brigand raiders indeed, so that is going to be the tougher opponent. Although I've never really looked at the information here. Yeah, that's probably accurate. So these guys are going to be well armored I just want to double check that I didn't make a mistake with this arming. So these are arrows, arrows, short bow. Okay, good. But anyway, as I was saying, these guys are going to be well armored, well armed, but they shouldn't have any range combat units. I would say with the way that I have things, that is the one deficiency of my squad. Let's go try and get this fight. I don't know if we're going to be able to close the distance on these guys. We'll see. We are closing because they're kind of doing a zigzag course. Although, if they keep going the way they're going, we might end up having to fight them in the mountains, which might be tricky. Mountains or woods. Alright, here we go. So, we're going to fight the Brigand Raiders. I think this is a good fight because we've got numbers on our side. Ooh, and we've got terrain on our side too. Okay, so right now, as I thought, they do not have any range combat. Now, that doesn't mean that maybe one of their men doesn't have, maybe he has javelins or something like that. So, I can't necessarily guarantee that. Now, they're out of range. So, I might as well just wait. I kind of figured that this would happen because they're going to try and gain what high ground they can get. So, I'm going to have to move up to try and stop that. Let me see if I can... I'm going to remove that tree just so that I can see the terrain. So they can't move on this bush. So if I move here, I'm more or less blocking them here. Now they could move up here, and there's not a whole lot I could do about that. Because moving up this way would be tricky. So what this guy could do is he could move here and be in a good position to attack me. But if I move here first, then he's going to be kind of stuck there because we'll have him in our combat line. So I think what we do is we pass the back line for sure. Oh, he did get up on there. Wow. Okay. Well, that's going to make things more challenging for sure. But I think we're going to end up forming the combat line here. And we'll have to focus down this guy because he's in a good position to fight us. All right. So, pass the back line, front line. All right, so we're going to have to shift the front line down to get to where the high ground is. So, this guy's going to move here. And we'll just shield wall up and be in a good defensive position. And we can get to chopping this guy's shield later. So, move up. I'm bummed out that we didn't beat this guy initiative-wise. I could push him off. But if I succeed, I would just have enough action points to get there. I think the better move is to shield wall up and wait for next turn. We can always push him off next turn. If we pushed him off, he'd probably go here. Of course, that is if there is a legal spot. I'm going to put my Alaric here and have him shield wall up. And now we more or less formed our line. So, shield wall. Fortunately, we don't have enough for a spear wall. Shield wall up. And I think the wise move here is to also throw up this. Granted, that is 25 fatigue that maybe we can't endure. You know what? I think we just end the turn. Then we bring our man down and shield wall up. Now we have our full shield wall put in place. And we will end turn. I am still worried about this guy moving into that position over... I'm just going to remove this tree because it's going to make things easier. He could move here and attack my men from the flank. So that is a real problem I'm going to have to be aware of. All right. So just looking for the best chance to hit here. 51% isn't bad. Now, I could go with the more accurate shot, which would give me a 65%, but I figure 251% chances is better than 165%. Okay, well, maybe I'm wrong on that. Okay, so we don't have combat here yet. The downside is I'm going to have to do some shifting to get my men in place. I think what we do is we shift this man down, attack, and we'll shift some of the line down. So this guy, we're just going to have to end the turn. He's not in position to do anything. But this man, we can shift here and attack. Not a good chance because he's up on the hill, but it's what we can do. Okay, this guy, we might as well just end the turn. Now, we could put this guy in position here, but if this guy goes up on the hill, that puts him in a dangerous position where he can be chopped at next turn. So I think the safer move is to move here. Possibly here. I mean, in theory, this guy could move 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and be here. I mean, I would find that interesting if he did that. And in theory, he won't be able to move up there and attack me next turn, but we have our choices if I move here, so I think that's the best choice. Okay, we're gonna wait. Okay, I'm not surprised at that move. Okay, javelins. I thought that might be a possibility. Okay. Keep hitting this guy. We'll pass. Okay, I expected that attack. Alright. Now the question is, do I attack this guy or not? Because we know for a fact he's going to move down and try and engage me over here next turn regardless. And if I move forward, that puts me in a position where I can attack him this turn, but then I'm for sure going to get attacked next turn. So I'm actually not sure what to do there. And he did move before me, didn't he? So he would catch me. Oof. This is a dangerous position to be in. If I move back over here, I'm not able to attack over here. I mean, we know this guy's going to flank me regardless. So do I meet the flank or not? I know the chance it hit's going to be terrible. I think we try and preserve this guy, because this is one of our higher level men. And I'll instead move here for now and wait. Okay, I'm lucky that that missed. Let's throw our... Well, you know what? Let's wait. Throw our split shield. And I'm going to have to shield wall. Okay, do our... Now, if I put up a spear wall... Well, he could just go around that way, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, let's thrust. That's unfortunate. Okay, so we have an obvious attack here. Let's take one man down and then the other. Shield wall. Let's do a split shield here. And then shield wall. Oh, I could have pushed him off the... I forgot about that. Oh, well. Now, we know that most of their men are engaged at this point. I could move off the wall and come down here and try and engage, or at least put a man in position to protect. Because I don't want to put him here, because then this guy has an advantage against him. But if I put him here, this man has to go way around to get into position, and we could always move this man into a better position later. So let's put up our shield wall. I think that was a wise move. Oh, seriously? Alright. And again, our line is formed, more or less. So I think we step forward. And shield wall, of course. Now we've got our attacks here. Okay, good hit. I think we just end the turn. I was thinking about whether I should move around or not. And this is also a time maybe that I could unleash the dog, but I'm not going to because that is, the dog could be killed here, and I don't want to lose the dog, so we're going to wait. Okay, so now it's a matter of movement here. We can move up here, but I don't think that gets us anything. 2, 4, 6, 8. This man could move here and engage this man, so I think we keep him where he is. Next turn, we can move up on top of the hill and poke down if we want. In theory, we could do that now, too, but I think putting him here is the best place to put him. So let's just end turn. Now our attack here. We didn't manage to chop the shield, so we'll just attack. Okay, good miss. Oh, that hit, though. Okay, that's what we wanted to happen. As a matter of fact, that was the attack we wanted, too. Alright, so now, because we remain flexible, we can poke this guy. Good job. Let's try and finish this man. Good job. I think I'm going to start moving to put myself in a position to come up on top of the hill. Okay. So they're going aggressive here. Alright, well that was unlucky. Again, unlucky. Alright, we're gonna chop on this man. Oh, big hit. Okay. Again, let's focus down the man that's here, as it is affecting the morale of the others. He's gonna run, so we might as well go full offense here. And then let's split shield. That's gonna be it for our move so far. Okay, so this man is dead. So I'm gonna move off the hill. And we'll shield wall up just to be on the safe side. And poke. And shield wall up. And split shield. And unfortunately, that's it for that man. And poke. And shield wall up. Alright, so now we can come up on top of the hill. And poke. Ow. Okay. Let's chop down. Good hit. Okay, we're not in a position to attack anyone at the moment. So instead, I'm going to move. If I put myself here, I should be able to attack. So we'll do so. Oh, wait, no, that's not wise. Okay. Wow. I'm not getting very good accuracy out of that guy. Okay, so we're going to move up on top of the hill and then shield wall to be defended. Okay, so we've done our job here. I think we recover. And poke. Oof. Okay. So, slash. And be patient here. Shield wall. Poke. Shield wall. I don't have recover here, so chop. Boy. Okay. Poke. Wow, we're missing a lot here. Shield wall. Okay. Kind of had enough of messing around here. War dog, go. Down he goes. Okay. Let's chop. Chop. There we go. Let's poke. We'll poke this man. And miss. Okay, let's move up. Oh, we couldn't have gotten poked anyway. Okay. Okay. Let's chop him. Down he goes. Now I could step up and put this man in my guard, which might still be a good call. I kind of need this man to recover, so let's do that. I mean, we're not going to have a shield wall up, so it is dangerous, but... Alright. I'm going to step up here. Gives me enough for a shot. There we go. And this man just needs to, I think, recover. And then this man is going to step down here. And chop, because that's what we've got endurance to do. Okay. And turn. Alright, we're going to recover. Okay. At this moment, this man doesn't have a lot he can do. But I'm going to put him on top of this. No, we're not going to do that. Yeah, put him on top of the hill. Okay. Okay, this man's gonna recover. And this man's gonna recover. Okay, luckily the dog survived. We're gonna walk up on top of here and chop down. Ooh, big hit. Try and finish him. Close. He's gonna be fleeing, so that's good. Okay, so step on top of the hill. Poke down. There we go. We got full flee now. Let's move over here and poke at this guy, because we have him fleeing. Might as well. Down he goes. Okay, well, we're not going to have anything we can really do with these men, so we're just going to end the turn. And because this guy's fleeing, let's just go into full offense. There we go. I guess I can move a little bit here. With men that have recovered. Don't think I have a good shot here. No, I don't. Okay. This is where we're going to go full offense. Ooh, there's not much of that guy left, huh? Alright, and turn. Let's run him down. Because I think we can. Okay, you know, I guess we can start moving in this direction. Alright, big miss. Another attempt here. Down he goes. Alright, we took a little bit of damage there with a couple of our men. We did pick up an injury, it looks like. But nobody was lost, so good conclusion there. We get some gold, we get some food. I always love getting food. Some medical supplies, some tools, some ammunition. Nothing super exciting, I think, in the weapon department. We get a couple helmets, though, that should help, so... Okay, well, I think this is a good point to go ahead and put a cut in the video. So, another combat that ended well, In case, I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. This is Mouse Gunner signing out.